Revan is one of the most significant and memorable characters of the Star Wars mythos. Featured in the incredibly popular RPG, Knights of the Old Republic, Revan plays a pivotal role in the outworking of events in the early days of the Galactic Republic. In this video, I'd like to dive into some of the lore regarding the background and history of this iconic figure and consider why he is so beloved among the fanbase. Spoiler warning, as I will be discussing major story details from the Knights of the Old Republic series. The Old Republic is the setting for Revan's arrival, taking place roughly 4,000 years before the events of the Star Wars films. During this time, the Republic is in its early years and having to deal with an increasing threat from the Mandalorian clans. This lengthy conflict would come to be known as the Mandalorian Wars and would see the rise of Revan. The human man who would later come to be remembered as Revan was trained in the ways of the Jedi. As a Padawan, he distinguished himself as a bright student brimming with potential. With training, he became a powerful and prominent Jedi Knight. When Mandalorians began to wage war and invade Republic territories, the young Jedi became increasingly frustrated and critical of the Order's inaction and hesitancy to involve themselves in the war. As casualties from the conflict continued to grow, so did his resolve to go against the Council's wishes and fight for the Republic. Public opinion was also in favor of the Jedi's involvement, and the charismatic and influential knight, together with his best friend Alec, ended up forming a renegade faction of Jedi known as Revanshists, who began to assist the Galactic Republic military in their fight against the Mandalorian clans, initially by participating in scouting missions. A critical moment in the life of this Revanshist leader came on the planet KOTOR at the site of the Mandalorians' genocidal attack on its people. A Mandalorian's mask was found among the devastation. As the knight picked it up, he and all the surrounding Jedi were enveloped in a force vision of the past, where they witnessed the Mandalorians massacre hundreds of KOTOR. A lone female Mandalorian stood against Cassis Fett, Mandalore's primary strategist, pleading for him to spare the lives of the already defeated KOTOR. For this, she was killed alongside them. Seeing these events unfold before his eyes, the prodigal knight was inspired by the fallen Mandalorian's sacrifice. From this point on, he assumed the shortened name of Revan, donning her mask, vowing not to remove it until he had defeated the Mandalorians once and for all. In light of this revelation of the near extinction of the KOTOR species, the Jedi Council was still hesitant to lead the Order into this conflict. Despite this, while they did not grant their full support to Revan's faction, they still allowed them to join the Republic military as they began to wage open war. Many more Jedi then joined Revan's cause, and he proved himself to be a shrewd military leader and was instrumental in turning the tide of the war. After winning a string of key victories for the Republic, he was appointed as Supreme Commander, overseeing a third of the Republic's military. Revan and his close friend, who had since adopted the name of Malak, were hailed as heroes. However, with each victory, Revan and Malak came to adopt the cold and merciless tactics of their Mandalorian enemies to achieve victory at any cost. In this single-minded pursuit, Revan sought any tactical advantage in knowledge and technology to aid the war effort. In the midst of the war, Revan and Malak began a quest to gather relics revealing the location of the ancient Rakatan space station, the Starforge. Revan's travels would lead him to both Jedi and Sith worlds, and on Malachor V, he discovered a Sith temple. There, he learned Sith teachings, and subsequently, he and Malak began to be seduced by the dark side of the Force. Even while under the dark side's influence, Revan did not initially renounce the Jedi Order, and even continued to lead Jedi into battle against the Mandalorians. In a final confrontation on Malachor V, there were devastating losses on both sides. The Mandalorians, however, suffered a crushing defeat after Revan defeated Mandalore the Ultimate, forcing the remaining Mandalorians to disarm. By denying them Mandalore's ancestral mask, they were left leaderless, divided, condemned to exile. Upon Mandalore's defeat, Revan learned that the Sith were not extinct, that a group of Sith had in fact manipulated Mandalore to attack the Republic. Revan and Malak proceeded to follow the clues Mandalore had left to the unknown regions to uncover the Sith threat. Their quest led them to the storm-covered world of Dromund Kaas and discovered a reconstituted Sith Empire along with their plans to invade the Republic. Believing they could stop this threat on their own, they confronted the Sith Emperor, who proceeded to dominate their minds, bending them to his will, completing their fall to the dark side. They then became servants of the Emperor as Darth Revan and Darth Malak, tasked with continuing their search for the Starforge. The two had eventually broken free of the Emperor's control. However, they were still servants of the dark side, and the Emperor's desires were instilled in them. Upon finding the fabled Starforge, they decided to use its power to create ships, weapons, and other materials to establish their own Sith Empire. Darth Revan took on Darth Malak as his own apprentice, and with their armada proceeded to declare war on the Jedi and invade the Republic, with the intention to unite the galaxy under one ruler and put an end to the ancient Sith threat. The defenders of the Republic as Jedi had returned to conquer it as Sith. The tactics employed by Darth Revan were viewed as weak by his apprentice, and soon Darth Malak began to plot his master's demise. The opportunity arrived when the Jedi Council implemented a plan to set a trap for Revan. Bastila Shan, a powerful Jedi Knight, and her battle meditation ability proved critical to their success. As the Jedi confronted Revan on his flagship, Malak took advantage of the situation and had his vessel fire on Revan's ship. The injuries Revan sustained during the attack left him critically injured and comatose. Shan was able to save his life by bringing him to the Jedi Council on Dantooine, where they healed his injuries. The decision was then made to erase his memories and imprint him with a new identity as a Republic soldier. It is at this point in time that you, as the playable character of Knights of the Old Republic, assume the identity of this person who was once Revan. With a fresh persona and no knowledge of your history, you embark on a new journey while gradually uncovering the truth about your past. This is a powerful reason, one of many, that contribute to Revan becoming such a standout and fan-favorite character in Star Wars lore. Though the story of Revan does not end with this particular video game, his background made him one of the most unique figures in the Star Wars mythos. Revan was intelligent, but also passionate and charismatic. He amassed large followings from the Jedi Order and Republic military. His desire to defend the Republic and avenge the innocent was noble, yet over time, war had eroded the Jedi's teachings he lived by, soon to be replaced by his own code of ethics, and eventually leaving himself vulnerable to corruption by the dark side. As a truly multidimensional character, he is simultaneously a savior and conqueror, a hero and a villain. As the player takes on the role of Revan, we are presented with choices. We have instilled deep within us the capacity for great good or tremendous evil. While there is a canonical outworking of events, ultimately it is up to you to decide whether to follow the path of the Jedi or Sith. The question remains, which path will you choose? But I'm curious to know what you think about Revan. Are there any moments from this character's story that stand out to you? Would you like to see further content in the way of video games or other media that expand upon the lore of this beloved character? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more Star Wars and other sci-fi and fantasy news and lore. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.